As I caught sight of my sister's son's friend, standing there with an air of confidence, I was struck by a wave of longing I hadn't experienced in ages. It was intoxicating yet so wrong, and I couldn't help but feel drawn to him, completely unaware of the turmoil he stirred within me. Today I want to share how a simple houseguest ignited a month filled with stolen glances, unspoken tension, and a dance neither of us fully grasped until it was far too late. My name is Madeline, and for over a decade, I've shared my life with Jackson. But in the quiet moments I can't help but feel a longing that whispers of something more. Something I dare not touch. Our home in Florianopolis is vast and beautiful, a place that feels almost unreal, even without the laughter of children echoing through its halls. Jackson drives his truck through endless roads, carrying secrets and longing in his heart. His absence lingers like a bittersweet ache, a reminder of the love that blooms in the shadows, waiting for the moments they can steal together. That absence, as the days turned into weeks, carved a hollow ache within me, a longing I desperately tried to push away. Our marriage felt safe, wrapped in a gentle warmth. Yet there were nights when the silence screamed in my ears. When my sister reached out, asking if her son Arian could stay with us for a month to prepare for a military exam, I felt a rush of excitement. Jackson, always so kind, instantly agreed, but there was an unspoken tension in the air. A hint of something more beneath the surface. When Arian arrived, my heart raced at the sight of him. He was different, and it stirred something deep within me. The boy I once knew had vanished, leaving only shadows of what was. At 21 he exuded a magnetic charm, his strong physique and captivating looks drawing everyone in. Yet there was an air of something unspoken, something that felt just out of reach. Text, "You must be quite the heartbreaker these days," I teased lightly, my heart racing as I searched for a smirk that never came. He smiled, a hint of shyness in his eyes, and confessed that his heart was too consumed by training and studying to dare think of girls. His seriousness both amused and captivated me, stirring something deep within that felt both thrilling and wrong. His presence lingered, a quiet strength that wrapped around my heart, leaving me breathless and yearning. Jackson was off to work again, leaving me alone in the house with Arian, the air thick with unspoken feelings. In that moment, a spark ignited deep within her heart. It wasn't a plan, not really, but there was something electric in the air, a pull of curiosity I couldn't resist. I felt an irresistible pull towards the unknown, a spark that ignited a longing I couldn't ignore. On the first day of Jackson's trip, I prepared a secret lunch just for us, my heart racing with every bite we shared. As I stirred the pot, a shiver ran through me, my hands betraying a nervous tremor. Why did my heart race with uncertainty? Arian was no longer just my sister's son's friend. He had transformed into a man, and his very presence sent ripples through my serene world. As he stepped into the kitchen, I couldn't help but notice the way he moved. So deliberate, so respectful, yet there was an undeniable tension in the air. Yet I noticed how his gaze held on just a moment too long. It lingered in the air, a quiet tension that felt both sacred and wrong. Does this outfit make my heart race a little too much? Text, I inquired with a soft smile, my fingers brushing the fabric of my sundress. I've always found solace in the familiar warmth of my home. Arian's eyes widened in surprise, a playful grin spreading across his face. Not even a little, Auntie. Your beauty takes my breath away. We shared a meal, laughter spilling between us like a secret, each word laced with unspoken longing. He shared the details of his grueling training, the passion and intensity behind every moment. I whispered that he looked so fit, like a dream pulled straight from a movie. He laughed softly, a hint of mischief in his eyes, as he confessed to the long hours he'd been putting in. With a hint of mischief in his eyes, he leaned closer and whispered, "Have you been working out too, Auntie? Your appearance is captivating." I chuckled softly, a bittersweet warmth blooming in my chest. Not quite. I've always carried this secret. Your uncle has a fondness for it. In the days that followed, everything seemed serene, yet beneath the calm, a tempest brewed. Yet deep within, a longing awakened. Arian held back, a silent yearning in his heart, always careful not to cross the line. Yet I felt the unspoken tension, the stolen glances, the breathless moments that hung between us. It felt like a secret waltz, and I couldn't help but wonder if he sensed the unspoken connection between us. One afternoon after lunch, I found myself washing dishes, stealing glances at him as I asked him to dry. The air was thick with unspoken words, a tension that danced between us, making the mundane feel electric. He slipped into my space, his presence a soft whisper, intent on the task at hand. Our words danced lightly around the city, his exam, but beneath the surface, an unspoken tension lingered, electric and undeniable. Yet, the way he looked at her whispered secrets untold. Every so often, his gaze lingered on the hidden pieces of me that my blouse dared not reveal, so beautifully hidden. In that moment, the spoon clattered to the floor, a sound that echoed the tension between us. Intentionally, even as I feigned it was a mistake. As I bent down to pick it up, a shiver ran through me knowing he was so close, watching, yet yearning. The air was thick with unspoken words. My heart raced. I couldn't bring myself to look back. I couldn't bring myself to. I could feel his gaze burning into me, a secret longing that sent shivers down my spine. I could feel his gaze, heavy with confusion, lingering on the direction of my finger. I stood there, spoon in hand, washing the dishes, my heart racing as if the world around me had faded away. But I felt something change in Arian. He was more reserved, a bit more charged. He thought he was being discreet, but I noticed the way his fingers fidgeted, restless against the fabric of his pocket, as if something precious yet troubling lay hidden within. His gaze met mine, a flicker of surprise dancing in his eyes, before he fell into an uneasy silence. Goodbye. My mind drifts to the thrill of training, a secret passion that ignites something deep within me. I offered him a soft smile, whispering for him to let go of his worries, that he was all right and that somehow everything would turn out just fine. We stood side by side, the air thick with unspoken words, as we finished washing the dishes in silence. The air between us crackled with an unspoken tension. Arian shifted uneasily, and deep down, I felt the weight of my own choices pressing against us. It was precisely what my heart craved in the shadows of that night. As I settled into the darkness, my mind couldn't help but wander to him in the moments we shared, tinged with longing and unspoken words. It was a spark, igniting something that should have remained hidden. It was a daring temptation. A thrill of danger danced in my chest. Yet, it ignited a longing within me to uncover the secrets of that night. After what appeared to be an ordinary day, a wave of unease washed over me. The flames that had consumed everything in their path were now an unquenchable force, leaving only ashes of what once was. Once I was certain everything at home was in order, I found myself drawn to Arian's room, my heart racing at the thought of him needing me. As I neared the door, his voice reached me, stirring something deep within. It was as if he was pushing the boundaries, daring me to cross a line I knew I shouldn't. I was unsure how much longer I could endure this. His voice trembled with a mix of thrill and unspoken longing. Heat rushed to my cheeks at the sound. I felt the heat of danger, yet his words on the phone pierced through me, revealing that Arian had transformed from the boy I once knew into a man wrestling with his own longings. A spark flickered within me, and my longing deepened with each passing moment. In that fleeting moment, I chose to stay away from the door, my heart racing with the weight of unspoken desires. Yet the words echoed in my heart, haunting me with their intensity. His gaze lingered on me, a spark of something unspoken igniting between us. This thought sent a thrill through me, igniting a spark I knew I shouldn't feel. I returned to my room, but sleep eluded me. I lay awake, heart racing, envisioning the thrill of crossing that line tomorrow night. I found myself lingering outside Arian's room once more. Once more, his voice echoed through the phone, stirring something deep within me. It was relentless. All I could do was think of her, lost in a whirlwind of feelings I dared not express. This time it was tearing me apart. The longing in his voice wrapped around me, urging me to cross the line, and I found myself frozen, captivated by the moment. After he hung up, I lingered in the silence, heart racing before he finally slipped away. I paused, heart racing before slipping back into the shadows of my room. I never intended to ignite anything. Yet the thought that he was imagining me like that under the stars sent a thrill through my heart. I lay on the bed, a secret smile playing on my lips, aware that this was only the start of something thrilling and dangerous. It wasn't merely Arian. It was the intoxicating thrill of the hold I had over him and the rush it sent through me. Once again, I found myself on the edge, wondering just how deep this thrilling dance would lead us. One day, I found myself stepping into the warm embrace of the shower, seeking solace in the cascading water, unaware of the emotions that would soon wash over me. As I stepped into the bathroom, a rush of panic hit me. I had forgotten my towel back in the room. I smiled, feeling the thrill of secrecy, and whispered Arian's name, my heart racing, whispering for him to fetch the towel from my bed. A simple request laced with unspoken tension. "Will you bring it to me?" I asked, my voice barely concealing the tremor of longing beneath the surface. As he stood at the bathroom door, my heart raced. "You can come in," I whispered, knowing the weight of those words. "Arian, if I step out like this, I'll leave a trail of my heart behind." He paused, a flicker of uncertainty in his eyes, then stepped closer, offering the towel with a shy glance away. His tension was palpable, a silent storm brewing beneath the surface. His hands shook slightly, a fragile mask of control barely holding together. As I grasped the towel from his fingers, our gazes locked, and in that moment the world around us faded away. He glanced back one last time, a flicker of longing in his eyes before he stepped away. He whispered that he had to go, and I felt a rush of defiance, wanting to draw him closer despite the tension between us. "Your kindness means so much to me. I hope I didn't intrude on your moment," I whispered softly. I pressed my back against the wall, watching the anxious look on my sister's son's friend as he slipped away. The moment the door clicked shut, a rush of unspoken tension filled the air. As my heart raced, I realized our fingers intertwined, a spark igniting between us, a connection that felt both thrilling and wrong. Sleep eluded me, haunted by thoughts of what should never be. I could see the conflict in Arian's eyes, mirroring my own hidden longings. The idea that he could be thinking of me sent a flutter through my heart. Maybe it was finally time to take that leap, but oh, so cautiously. As the shadows deepened, a sense of urgency hung in the air, urging them to hold back just a little longer. After a day that felt like any other, I found myself yearning to discover just how far Arian would dare to tread. You and the late Arian share a fleeting moment, a reason to slip away for just a glass of water. Don't you long for a moment of peace? I whispered, my heart racing. Auntie, I can't close my eyes just yet. I think I'll linger here just a bit more. He spoke the words as if to soothe his own racing heart, but the tension in his voice betrayed him. I decided it was best to retreat to my room. "If you need me, I'll be waiting in my room," I whispered, allowing the question to linger in the air between us. As I stood at the door, I glanced back one final time, catching Arian's gaze, intense, lingering, filled with unspoken words. His gaze lingered on me, electric and undeniable. As the night deepened, rest eluded me. The events of the day lingered in my mind, a bittersweet echo that refused to fade. I slipped out of bed, my heart racing as I crept down the dimly lit hall toward the room of my sister's son's friend. I paused before the shut door, heart racing as I caught the sound of his soft breaths. I knocked softly, and in a voice laced with sleep, he asked, his tone revealing the turmoil beneath the surface. "Yes, Auntie, I'm lost in this whirlwind of feelings. At times, I find myself wandering in a haze of uncertainty. The evening calls to me, a whisper of freedom, but my studies hold me captive, a bittersweet choice that tugs at my heart. My heart aches with understanding," I whispered my response. In those stolen moments, my hand found his, and an electric thrill coursed through me. But don't worry, the brush of my fingers sent a shiver through him, igniting a spark in my sister's son that felt both thrilling and wrong. His eyes betrayed a struggle, a longing he dared not surrender to. "Arian, you mean the world to me. I just want you to understand how sorry I am if my choices sometimes seem too bold. This feels right to me, but if it bothers you, I can change how I dress. I understand that sometimes thoughts can wander to places they shouldn't, even towards those we hold dear," I said, my laughter tinged with a hint of anxiety. His gaze held a blend of longing and unspoken relief. "I'm not worried, Aunt Madeline, but you were right all along." A spark ignites within him at the mere sight of her, a longing that feels both thrilling and wrong, even if she is family. In that fleeting moment, his soft whisper lingered, "Sleep tight," as he slipped away, leaving a bittersweet ache in the air. With Jackson back home for a few days, the familiar warmth of our love flickered to life, reminding me of the sweetness we once shared, even as shadows lingered around us. Yet there was a secret bond that Arian and I shared, one that existed solely within the confines of our connection. His gaze burned with an intensity that made my heart race. The playful glances, the hidden meanings, it all felt like a secret longing suspended in the air. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a warm glow, we found ourselves drawn together for a barbecue, savoring the fleeting moments of family closeness. I believed it was Jackson, but as I turned, my heart skipped. Arian stood there instead. He was so close, and the heat of his body ignited something deep within me. As he edged nearer, my heart quickened and he murmured, "No, I'm fine, but what are you doing here? Your uncle will surely frown upon your absence from the barbecue," I replied, struggling to maintain my composure, though my voice trembled just enough to betray my heart. Arian's smile was a fleeting spark, igniting a warmth that felt both thrilling and wrong. I noticed he was preoccupied with the meat, so I spoke softly, almost a whisper, hoping he wouldn't catch on to my quiet assistance. His words hung in the air, twisting my insides with a mix of longing and dread. Heart racing, he lingered near me as I chopped the vegetables, my focus wavering under the weight of his presence. Yet I couldn't help but feel the pull of his presence, the heat radiating from him, drawing me in despite the unspoken rules between us. "Your touch ignites something deep within me, doesn't it? Just like you did to me?" I asked, a mix of laughter and anxiety dancing in my voice, but just a hint of seriousness lingered beneath. He replied with a teasing seriousness, then turned away, leaving Boulder to return to the grill beside Jackson, who remained blissfully unaware of the tension simmering in the kitchen. Left in solitude, I struggled to reclaim my thoughts and the fragile threads of the moment. Later, over dinner, the tension between Arian and me simmered, words laced with unspoken longing. Jackson remained blissfully ignorant, oblivious to the unspoken connection that crackled in the air between us. With Jackson away, the house fell into a heavy silence, creating a charged atmosphere just for us, ripe with unspoken temptation. I slipped into my room, heart racing with the weight of unspoken desires. I slipped into a delicate silk nightgown that whispered secrets of longing against my skin. I lay on the bed, heart racing, but sleep eluded me. My heart raced, knowing Arian was so close, likely feeling the same turmoil that consumed me. The idea that he might be thinking of me too sent a rush of warmth through my heart. I rose silently, my heart racing as I approached the door, each step heavy with unspoken longing. I hesitated, my heart racing, but then I found my resolve. With hesitant footsteps, I approached Arian's door and knocked softly, my heart racing with a mix of surprise and longing. As I opened it, his eyes swept over me, igniting a spark I knew we shouldn't feel. He took a moment, heart racing, before he dared to speak. I was awake too, heart racing in the silence of the night. The show captivated me, but it was the undeniable spark between us that set my heart racing. I leaned in, heart racing. Gently, "May I join you by the bed?" I dared to ask, even though the truth lingered in the air, unspoken and heavy. His silence spoke volumes. Sitting next to him, the air crackled with a thrilling tension that sent my heart racing. I felt the thrill of the edge, knowing I was about to step into the unknown. "Just a moment more, please. I wish this moment could last forever," I asked him, my heart racing as I hung on his every word. "That's what I crave," he whispered, his voice laced with urgency. "Aunt Madeline, you've awakened a longing in me that I thought was lost forever. Don't play with my heart like that. It makes it so difficult to focus on anything else. Just take a moment for yourself today. You deserve it. Darling, leave, and I'll be your secret treasure. Your efforts will lead you to triumph." The test of our desires, just moments after our lingering kiss. In that moment, a warmth enveloped me, a sense of belonging that felt both exhilarating and wrong. As we wrapped up, Arian's voice lingered in the air. I confessed that Jackson had never truly appreciated my curves, and while I could seek thrill elsewhere, being with him felt just right, a secret joy hidden away from the world. Time slipped away and Jackson remained absent. The house, once a sanctuary, now felt like a stage where every whisper held a secret, a thrill that dared to be explored. When Jackson came back from his trip, the bar felt emptier without her presence. He slipped away for a few drinks, leaving me to set the table for a dinner that felt like a secret between us. Arian's voice wrapped around me from behind, familiar yet stirring something forbidden within. "Take a breath, your uncle is here now." Keep the bedroom door ajar, and I'll slip in at midnight. Okay, he whispered softly, pressing his lips against hers twice. Each kiss a fleeting spark of something they both knew they shouldn't feel. To the world, she's merely Aunt Clara. Having experienced it, I find myself powerless to resist. The longing to have you consumed my every thought. My nephew replied, his cheeks aflame with a forbidden intensity. His lips brushed against mine, a fleeting moment before he slipped away into the living room. In the quiet of the bedroom, Jackson returned home, the air thick with unspoken words. After dinner had faded into silence, the hour for rest beckoned. But the tension lingered, electric and undeniable. It was midnight and Jackson lay asleep, the weight of his choices heavy in the air, a bittersweet reminder of what could never be. I found myself in the room of my sister's son's friend, a place filled with unspoken secrets and lingering glances. He was waiting for me, heart racing with anticipation. As soon as I stepped inside, I shut the door behind me, my heart racing as I tried to melt the tension in the air. Your presence stirs something deep within me, my love, and this part of you sends shivers down my spine. Arian. The desire to kiss him was overwhelming, a secret longing I could no longer suppress. He paused, questioning whether this was really meant to be. I wished he wouldn't break the spell of our secret moment. I pressed my lips to his twice, whispering, "Don't worry, my love." In this fleeting moment, I can't decipher what it all means, but the intensity of it feels undeniably real. We stepped into a world we knew we shouldn't have. Then I chose to slip back under the covers, hiding my heart's turmoil from my husband. Arian pressed his lips to mine, whispering, "Don't worry. He walks a different path than mine." Madeline whispered softly, "Listen, darling, your uncle will be away on a trip the last week of the month, and this is your final week here. Let's seize this moment, even if it feels like we shouldn't." As the first light of dawn broke, Jackson whispered his farewells, leaving a bittersweet ache in the air. As the engine roared to life, my heart raced. I reached for the door, desperate to see Arian, knowing the thrill of what lay ahead was tinged with a hint of danger. The knock on the door sent a shiver down my spine. It was him standing there asking to come in, and my heart raced at the thought of what that might mean. I opened the door and he whispered, "Today I wanted to be. What would it mean to leave a piece of ourselves in this room on this bed where our secrets linger?" Just a shirt, and the air felt electric between us. When I replied, "Darling, let's make this week unforgettable before you go. Please take with you every memory you can hold on to. Don't hold back." In that moment, as my words hung in the air, he leaned in, capturing my lips with a fervor that ignited something deep within me. He whispered, "This is the most unforgettable journey of my life. Thank you from the depths of my heart." Aunt Clara, we lost ourselves in the night, wrapped in each other's warmth, and fell asleep in that secret place. The following day, a friend of my sister's son stepped out, heart racing, to face his final exam for the competition, a moment tinged with both hope and uncertainty. As I walked away, my heart ached with the sweetness of every stolen moment we shared that month. You caught me off guard, Arian. And today you've stolen the title of my favorite nephew, I said, laughter dancing on the edge of something unspoken. Aunt Madeline, he whispered, a hint of longing in his voice. I cherish every fleeting moment I had here. It was a moment that stirred something deep within, a bittersweet lesson wrapped in fleeting glances and unspoken words. If everything falls into place, will I find my way back to you? If I begin my journey, it will be right here in Florianopolis. If you truly want me to, I could linger at your place for a while, lost in this moment together. My heart is always ajar, waiting for you to step inside. I crave the thrill of our moments together. Our moments felt fleeting, like whispers of what could have been. We could have embraced the thrill of the unknown. We shared whispers that lingered in the air long after he walked away. I'm holding my breath, hoping he'll finally reach out to tell me when he'll be here. I've spoken to Jackson, and he assured me that Arian can stay here at the house without any issues. If this touched your heart, consider joining our little community. Share your thoughts and show some love.